So good morning. Now, over the next few days, we're going to be discussing mental toughness, what I think is a key ingredient to anyone who wants to become extraordinary and to be the exception. To my dad's credit, this is one of the philosophies that he pounded into me growing up, and that was to be mentally tough. According to Peter Clough, a leading researcher on mental toughness, my dad was right. Peter says that mentally tough individuals tend to be more sociable, have lower anxiety levels than others. They have a high sense of self-belief and an unshakable faith that they can control their own destiny. These individuals can remain relatively unaffected by competition or adversity. They're also more handsome. Well, Peter didn't say that, but I'm sure he meant it. I want you to be extraordinary, to be the exception. So over the next few days, we're going to work on helping you develop mental toughness. So, what is mental strength? What are the key components to look for and to build? Well, according to research, mental toughness has 4 components. Ready? Control, commitment, challenge, and confidence. So let's use a couple of references to understand these 4 C's. One fictional character that has inspired generations of people is Bond. Of course, I'm talking about the shaken, not stirred Bond, James Bond. Bond, trained by MI6, is always cool and collected no matter the crazy situation he runs into. He may not be able to control the bad guys, but he does control his own actions and response. No matter the situation, you get a sense that he's always in control. How about commitment? Well, I think this is rather obvious. James Bond serves the Queen and country, laying his life on the line for his commitment. Much like our troops do, he will do what's necessary to get the job done because he believes in what he is doing and those whom he is doing it for. The third C, challenge. This is the tendency to see life's downs and obstacles as challenges to be met. Bond never succeeds when he first attempts his mission. Some obstacle always gets in his way, but he runs right at it every time. Being captured by the enemy might make lesser mentally tough people give up, but Bond is constantly crafty and always looking for ways out or how he can turn the challenge into his advantage. The fourth and final component of mental toughness is confidence. Well, Bond, he just reeks of confidence, right? I mean, it's part of his whole suave, debonair, and virile attraction. A cinematic icon for over 50 years, James Bond is also a great representation of mental toughness. Now, let's take a look at a real-life tough guy. The guy I like is Peyton Manning. I got to see this tough guy up close and personal as his second home is in the building that I live in South Beach, Miami. Manning's mental discipline and strength is legendary. He wasn't necessarily the most gifted or talented quarterback of all time, even the best athlete, but his mental toughness, that's what drove him to be one of the best he could be, a 5-time NFL MVP and 2-time Super Bowl champion with 2 teams long after they thought they were just sending him out to pasture. Peyton definitely demonstrated each of the elements of mental toughness. Let's review. First, control. No matter what happened on the field during the game, you never saw Manning overreact like so many other players. He was very Bond, calm, cool, and collected. His nickname was the Sheriff because he was in control of the gridiron when he was on it. Peyton's commitment was legendary. I see him working out at like a fiend in the gym during the off season. He's maintained his health and worked at it constantly so that given every game, every throw, he has his all. In the gym or on the field, he has committed himself even beyond the expectation of his coaches or trainers. He was always there before anyone else and long after. Peyton Manning faced his fair share of challenges as a pro football player. Hurt for an entire season because of a neck injury, he endured several surgeries. His team, the Colts, thought that he was washed up physically and they released him. They didn't factor in his mental toughness. He went on to be the starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos from 2012 to 2015, leading the Broncos to the top of their division each year and playing his final career year as the oldest quarterback to start in a Super Bowl, and ended up his career by winning Super Bowl 50. James Bond, Peyton Manning are just 2 societal examples of mentally tough people. There are many, many more fictional and non-fictional people who demonstrate qualities we identify as mental strength. Most anyone you see at the top of their industry is mentally tough because that is the single separating factor. You might think people are born mentally tough, but they're not. No one is born mentally tough. It comes from experience, grit, and hard work. So tomorrow, I'll see you right here, and I'll take you through the steps that can toughen your own mental strength and turn you into the champion of your industry, office, or household. So share with us in the comments below some other examples, fictional or non-fictional, of people who exude mental toughness to you and why. And I look forward to seeing who you come up with.